everybody, how are you today? Thanks for being here with me. My name is Maudie from MU Can Garden. What a turn of the day. Sun's poking in and out, kind of hard to tell what it exactly wants to do, but that's okay. There's no rain, there's no snow, so I'll take it. What I have planned in today's video is potting up my tomatoes, my onions, and I have a couple of pumpkins that I actually want to move up. They're all starting to get a little bit root bound in their current containers, so we want to go ahead and move those along. If you remember a couple of videos back, we had planted some seeds for Red Robin cherry tomatoes and some Siberia tomatoes. And I've also got Walla Walla onions, and you know what, I can't recall what the other onion is, so let's have a little peek here. So now I have the Walla Walla and the, oh, this is just the standard like yellow onion here. So the bell pepper, we're gonna keep that where that's at for now, but we're gonna kind of move everybody up here and get those in a better spot. What I'm going to be doing with that, and you might say, well, last time, if you watched my last video, I had moved my marigold seedlings up into these little black containers here. I could do that again today, but with tomatoes, you want to be sure, and when we start moving these along, I want to plant them deep, basically up to the leaf. So this wouldn't be deep enough to do that. I'm actually going to use everybody's favorite Red Solo Party Cup. And this is going to give me more depth for the roots, but it's also going to let me plant that tomato seed nice and deep. And I'll show you here as we get going through our video today. Tomato stems have little fibrous hairs all over them. So any spot that we bury those in nice and deep, they will send off root shoots. That's gonna make our plant stronger. Stronger it is, the healthier it is, the better those tomatoes are gonna taste. And same thing with the pumpkin. It's a bigger plant, so I wanna be sure it has a nice base for plenty of soil. What we're gonna have to do today, make sure we punch some holes here just for drainage. Let's get some gloves on, let's get started. What I'm gonna start with here is my pumpkin. So I planted 6 seeds initially, and then I started planting them in the wrong spot, if you remember on previous video. So I dug them up. I think I dug out all the rest of the pumpkins. So instead of 6, I have 3. And then one of them, I accidentally smashed it. So you can see that one's not gonna make it. But that's why you wanna plant and start more than one seed, because things happen. Oh, my bad, poor little guy. But anywho, the 2 that I do have, I'm gonna plant them into these red cups here. They're already labeled with what's gonna go inside of them, but I gotta poke some holes. So I poked holes in this one already, not the fanciest by all means. I just used my handy dandy little knife here and just, poked it through the bottom. But you can use whatever works for you, a screwdriver, a nail, something to make holes in the bottom to allow for drainage as you water. So I'm just gonna kind of put a couple of holes in this one here. And like I said, it's not by any means the fanciest of ways to do things, but you know what? It's gonna work. There we go. I've got 5 little slits in there. I'm not really sure if you can see it all that well, but that's gonna make do. Again, not super fancy, rather frugal. I bought these at the dollar store. Gardening is one of 2 things. It can be very expensive if you're first starting out doing things. Nothing has to be expensive, nothing has to be fancy. If you don't have any seed cell packs to start your seeds in, so what? If you have kids or you eat yogurt or you have little containers, cottage cheese containers, things like that, save them, wash them out, and you can start your seeds inside of them. Just poke holes on the bottom for drainage. Like I said, don't let budgets or costs or anything like that deter you from starting a garden, because I truly believe that anybody can get out there and grow their own fruits and vegetables, flowers. You just have to get up and do it. like I said, don't let that deter you. Anything you want to do. Like I have already been doing, I'm once again using my Whitney Farms organic potting soil here. It's already pre-moistened in my, again, dollar store little basin tin here. So I'm going to just fill the bottom here, get some soil in there. And again, that's not overly damp and it's not too dry either. It's just the right consistency there because you don't want things to be super waterlogged. Because I am going to be popping my pumpkin out from the cell pack here, I don't want to disturb the roots too much. So I'm going to go in with this little plastic spoon here and ever so gently try to tease this out. Just because I'm not sure if you can see here without disturbing everything else. Look at those roots here. Look at that. That's fantastic. They look fabulous, healthy, happy, but they need to move on and get into a bigger container so it can really flourish. So I'm so bummed about this other one that I don't know what I did. Oh, there we go. Come on, little guy. So look at that. Fantastic. So we're just gonna make a hole. And then we're gonna backfill this with plenty of soil here. And that's going to help also give a little stability and sturdiness to this guy here. I tell you, last year was the first year that we didn't do pumpkin. We do pumpkin every year. We grow them not so much for carving because, I don't know, my kids prefer that I end up cooking it, making pies out of it versus carving them. So it's like, you know what, that's okay too. But last year was the first year and they were really bummed about that. We've always had fun with our pumpkins. Now, if I want to, it's got a little bit of a lean to it and that's okay. Once it gets watered in and give it a couple of days to get established, it'll perk up a little bit. By nature, it's a vine. It's gonna want to vine over, lean over there. I could even stake it. What I even do, again, when I'm at the dollar store or what have you, I buy like those shish kebab, those little wooden shish kebab skewers. You can pop one of those in there and then ever so gently, just kind of lean it up against that. I even have, things like tape, or I've got floral tape that you would use for like floral arrangements or anything like that. And you can just help kind of stake that up. Look at that, voila, that guy is done. Go ahead and put him right over there. And we'll do the same thing here with our second pumpkin. Getting some of that soil down here in the base. All right, so I'm gonna get this guy potted up here real quick, but we'll be back in just a moment. Please don't forget, hit that like and subscribe. Would love to as well hear your comments. If you have anything to add, please feel free to put it in that comment section down below. Again, this is all, everybody can learn from everybody kind of thing. There is never one right way to do something and there's never a wrong way to do something. It's all trial and error. So we'll be right back. Again, we got our pumpkins all done, which is the whole whopping 2 of them, but we're working on our red robin cherry tomatoes here next. So I've got about 17 of these guys here. They are a determinate tomato, which means they grow to be about 2 feet tall. It's a nice little bushy tomato. Very, very prolific, delicious cherry tomatoes. Quite tasty. But instead of writing Red Robin tomato all over it, I just kind of abbreviated RRT. Already poked a few holes in the bottom of my cup here. And again, I am going to use my spoon to fiddle these guys out of this cell pack here. Like I had previously mentioned with tomatoes, you want to bury them deep here. I'm not sure if you're able to see here if we zoom in. All these little fuzzy hairs that are on the side here, if we bury this up to the leaf here, all those little fibrous hairs are going to send out root shoots, which is going to help get that tomato stem nice and strong. And that's just going to help aid in the health and beauty of our tomato so that ultimately we have fantastic tomatoes to enjoy over the season. So let's get started here. As usual, we are going to put some soil here into our little container here. I don't know about you guys, but I am really excited. I just want to point out we are a week away from daylight savings time. Yay! And aside from that, like 6 days past that is the official start of spring. So this is just really exciting for me. I hope you too. Woohoo, happy dance. Yeah, spring's daylight savings time. Let's go. It's fantastic because I get to come home from work and I get to go outside and play in my garden, which is basically what I do when I get home from work is like run out. I sometimes don't even know if I say hi to my husband, my kids. I just go outside and play, or I just come in through the side yard. Kind of go from there. I'm gonna wiggle this little guy out here. Like up here. And let's see here. We're gonna put this little guy right here. Oh, and you know what's so funny? And I do want to show you here. I'll just set these here. Subsequently, excuse me, I cannot talk. I did find the other 3 pumpkins that I did plant. They were all kind of, just like that one had started, but nothing really happening there. So again, that's why you want to plant more than you actually think you're going to need because things happen. Get a little bit more soil here. So you might even wonder, when is a good time to move your plants from smaller containers to a bigger container? You can actually base that off of the leaves. So this first leaf here, that's the leaf that comes out as it germinates through the seed there. So that's almost like its birthing leaf, if you want to call it that. It's called you'll have to excuse me, I can't pronounce that word right. Condoline, along those lines, something like that. But these are its first true set of leaves here. And then you can see a couple little baby leaves coming up here as well. So basically when it starts getting its first true set of leaves, that's when you can plant it up. And again, if you're also watching the root system, like I said, mine are getting a little bit root bound in that container. So we just want to move it into a bigger spot here. How do you say that word? Condo? Oh, I'll have to do like you would think I would know how to say that. Another thing that I do like to do with my seedlings is kind of walk by them and just kind of lightly brush them, you know, like that along the tops, or even kind of blow on them. What that does is it kind of gives them that, if they were outside, that swaying motion, that's going to help lock them in as well to get their root systems down and strong. So I do that to them almost like a couple of times a day. Bam! All tucked in, ready for a little nap there. Look at how cute that is. Just a little baby tomato. Just doing my thing here, getting my onions all planted. I'm super stoked. You know what, honestly, my daughter loves the green onion, obviously, which is the top portion here. So as things grow, you can always snip and put that fresh into soups or stews or whatever you're doing. So this is what people would normally call like a green onion or, you know, what have you, which is really, really funny here. My daughter loves the tops. My son loves the actual bulb that comes out of the bottom, the onion. So I always like to tease them, you know, got your little friends here that we're planting up. I have in the past only grown it for the green onion aspect. I have actually never tried to let it go and get the bulb. I don't know why, but you know what? Let's just give everything a whirl here. Got my little root here. That's going to, oh, look at that. It's a little petunia. There we go. I'm just going to take that little petunia out of there though. Okay. Back end of the spoon, that tends to work a little easier. All right, so I got some of my, you know, onions here just transplanted over. I'm not burying too deep. From my experience, and again, add in the comment section if you are advanced with growing onions. To my experience, like I said, I've only grown or buried it just basically from where that root line is down, and then leaving as much of the stem kind of unburied with the soil. Like I said, I'm not grown these to get the bulb, and I'm trying to go for a bulb this year. So please, again, comment section below. Please let me know if there's anything different I can do with this that you've experienced that would aid in the success of, you know, getting a nice bulb onion. Because I've pretty much grown them just for the tops there. And that's always been okay. But I want to get those bulbs this year. Let's see how that pans out. Aside from that, I'm just gonna bury this just a little bit and give it a little bit more soil here. And then that is it for today. I know I have a few more things here. May or may not finish it all today. Just because, you know what, it's kind of getting late and I need to go get some dinner going for my kiddos. But please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And hey, comment section below. Please, if you do comment, I would really appreciate that. Leave your name in there so I can give you a shout out and thanks for your comments on our next video. Hang in there, have a fantastic weekend. Thanks for being here with me today. And remember, you can do this. I firmly believe anybody can grow anything. Get up, just do it, okay? Don't let containers or whatever you may or may not have inhibit you from getting up and starting your garden. You just gotta get up and do it. Have a great weekend. I'll see you next week in the next video.